How are you getting rid of the ass hair?
Oh, little trimmers, Manscaped trimmers. I just fucking. I used to use Nair.
No look.
You could do Nair.
Nair.
Yeah. But you have to get it off at the right time, otherwise you end up with a burnt arsehole.
Ooh.
Which has happened once before.
Dude, I was on the set of Mindhunter as a stand-in for a much fatter older gentleman, which wasn't great for my confidence.
Is it on your IMDb?
No, I don't do. I'm like above industry at this point. It's like a whole thing where I'm beyond it.
I don't need recognition for my
Yeah.
work. Yeah,
No,
I do it for the art.
I'm like Daniel Day-Lewis.
I feel you.
You're underground.
Yeah.
What, you like imitating people with
Does that mean-
disabilities?
Are you,
I'm actually pretty good at it. I won't do it on the pod
Which
anymore.
one's your best? Deaf, blind, or Down syndrome? Which one do you do the best, would you say?
Down syndrome, because I already kind of have half the face. You know, I got a very. We already talked about this. My Cro-Magnon brow ridge that I have here. I got a very deep
yeah, but it makes for expressions, not just.
What do you mean your what is it, Leonardo DiCaprio for brow? That's what it is.
Yes.
DiCaprio brow. That's what
DiCaprio-esque.
Yeah.
We
Are you
just-
saying DiCaprio's Down syndrome? Is that what was establishing?
No, but I mean, he does have a very cavemanish Cro-Magnon brow. I think.
Sexy though. Women find that super sexy, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
you know what they
yeah.
find sexy? I've been hearing hairy chests.
Oh.
Have you heard this?
Well, I'm in luck.
Is that true? Wait,
You-
was that
you a hairy fella?
wasn't that
Super,
not a
yeah,
wasn't that not a
Macedonia.
trend for a while? Wasn't that like a weren't people like waxing their chest? Wasn't that the whole 40-year-old virgin thing where
Yeah.
like you have
Yeah.
to wax your chest?
I mean, a lot of dudes still do. I think if you're people who wax their chest, it's because they have really good muscles. They just
Yes.
go. I want people to see more of this in the industry if they're insecure.
It's like cutting shrubs out of your house so you can see your porch.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, I'll
also trim my
I'll have
porch,
as many
so-
shrubs on this as possible so you don't see my shrub tits, my man tits.
I do I trim the above my dong just because I feel like it makes it look bigger.
I trim a bit of everything. Really, I like. You know what I do trim? I take down my underarm hair because
I should do that.
Are you a swimmer?
no, that would be your legs. You would
Yeah,
the
the legs,
like an
yeah.
otter.
But they do everything. They just
No,
go.
I just
yeah.
do under the arms. I trim down because otherwise it just holds on to sweat. I just don't find it very hygienic. It's all about hygiene for me now, as opposed to aesthetics. I used to trim the chest because I cared.
Yeah.
I'd look too hairy and old and whatever the fuck it was. And now I'm like, no. Just get rid of the arse hair and get rid of some of the underarm hair so that you don't hold on to sweat. And when you wipe your asshole, it's just super clean down there.
How
know?
are you getting rid of the ass hair?
Oh, little trimmers, Manscaped trimmers. I just fucking. I used to use Nair.
No look.
You could do Nair.
Nair.
Yeah. But you have to get it off at the right time, otherwise you end up with a burnt arsehole.
Ooh.
Which has happened once before. Crispy
Wait a minute.
bummo is not the Chinese dish you're looking for.
But
It's
even
like-
with the clippers, you're doing it like behind the back.
no, what? So the way it's quite humiliating. I
gotta-
have to sit on the edge of my bed at home. And there's a mirror at the end of our bed on the closet, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I sit on the end, I put my feet either side of the
Like that.
door, and then I have a towel beneath me, and then I have to splay with one hand while I trim with the other. It's a process. And
You're
I'm
also
not gonna
getting
lie,
a workout.
The entire time, it is a workout. It's a great abdominal workout. And
Yeah.
the entire time I'm looking at myself and going, is this worth it? And the day that I decide it's not is the day that I'll stop. You know, it's
Yeah,
it's okay.
And also, it's the thing where it's like now you know how our wives and girlfriends feel when they go to the gynecologist.
That's
They have to
true,
go in like
yeah.
the stirrups and do all that stuff.
That's what
Although
you need.
someone
stirrups.
else is staring at your genitals.
Yes, there's another person in the room,
The
yeah.
prospect of staring deep into your own asshole once every 2 months.
Yeah.
It's a really humbling experience because you realise we're just an orifice for shit. That's literally what our purpose
See,
is.
I treat my
Or
asshole.
a vessel.
A vessel.
I treat my asshole like my bank account is I don't look at it unless I absolutely have to.
I get you.
And it's been a couple of
And
years.
it's been in the red for a while.
Yeah, dude, it's not okay back there. And we were talking last night. I think I'm gonna have to get some fingers up there soon.
The
Yeah.
bank account as well.
Well,
No,
And even
Yeah,
accountants
here's the
getting to
thing.
sort it out.
you have to follow it up with a medically. You just made you made it sound like we were talking about it, and you're like, I'm gonna have to get Sean's fingers up there.
no, oh yeah. No, so
Like,
You
it's
did,
not-
he did look at you directly
Yeah,
like,
he was-
hey,
we
I've
were
been
talking about-
thinking.
yeah.
And I wondered if you could help me.
will you dig around up there and tell me if I'm okay?
You didn't mean recreationally. You meant like
Well, I don't have
What's
health
wrong with your
insurance.
arsehole? What scares you about it?
So-
Do you have hemorrhoids?
peeing a lot.
So
No.
here's the thing: it's more of a piss problem, and where the last like couple of weeks, I'll take a piss, I'll be washing my hands, and I'm like, Holy shit! I gotta piss again.
Oh, I do have a whole bit of material about this. It's in my special. It's in the Spectacular. Literally, it's got 2 Ps. I talk about it.
You mean Jeff Leach presents a comedy spectacular?
Yes. Did you lead me into this? Is
Oh,
this
yeah,
what
that's a
this
good
is? Is this
segue.
a setup or
Yeah,
not?
it's a good-
No, it's really not. I've been
So,
having a problem.
Did you do ketamine in your 20s?
No.
I did a lot of ketamine, and like it damages your bladder irrevocably. So everything else, every other drug, you can pretty much, if you do loads of coke, it clears out your system after periods of time.
Yeah.
Unless your nose falls out. But
Right.
the bladder is and kidneys are really damaged by ketamine. It's like ongoing damage that just doesn't stop, even if you stop doing the drug. So when I pee now, I have to, it's a whole thing. I don't want to ruin the material, but I really have to.
So you're standing there waiting. You got to wait it out a little.
I breathe. I have to breathe. It's like male Kegels, I think. You have to kind of like really relax your
I'm
prostate.
at that point. Yeah.
My prostate's just a bit weak, I think.
Well, there's a very common thing called prostatitis. I've had it. It's acute. You just get pills to fix it. But then with age, it happens anyway. Why, how old are you?
Anyway, 39.
Okay, yeah, I'm 45.
I
So
did
it's
like when you called me when I called you today to come up here, and you were like, "Hey kid, how's it going?" Like that. And I was like, "He's 6 years older than me." What the fuck? How patronising!
Well, I just say kid there.
No,
right?
it was very
yeah.
sweet.
In fairness,
it was adorable.
Yeah,
I felt special.
I've seen him call 90-year-old men kid, and I'm like, well, now you're just being insulting to this guy.
No, it's a character. It's a character trait. It's nice. I like it. It's kind of, you have a Santa Claus kind of vibe about you.
Oh,
a little,
yeah.
like, oh, hello.
Everybody's uncle.
Everyone's uncle.
Do you have any of those that piss you off? Like when somebody adds like a what would you call that? Like a boss or
Well,
a chief?
I actually have one, and if somebody told me they hated one of mine, I'd be like, I'll stop saying it to you. Champ, champ, I can't
Champ
stand.
is irritating.
What's
Champ.
going on, champ?
How you doing, champ? And also like. It's always like champ is like when you say kid, it's like, what's up, kid? How are you, kid? Like doesn't mean like, oh, you're a little kid to me. It means like you're a buddy, right?
Yeah.
Champ means like, what's up, slugger? Like it's the same kind of vibe where it's like, oh, I'm above you. Even if that's paranoia, I don't care. It does sound
It
very
makes you
like
think of like coaches, like pedophilic coaches. So it kind of puts you back in that changing room.
Yeah.
Hey, champ, don't tell your mom. Okay.
You think you could wrestle me to the ground, champ? Come on and wrestle me, champ.
Yeah.
Greco-Roman wrestling.
I used to be able to tell how shit-faced my dad was by what he would call me.
Right.
Like, and if it was son, I'd be like, oh, this dude's
You're in
blacked
trouble.
the
You're in
fuck
trouble.
out.
He's
done.
loaded.
No,
Do
he's
you think you
in
just
trouble.
forgotten your name? Son, boy.
He's putting down the phone. talking to
Child.
friends. He's like, I don't remember which one it is. I didn't save their numbers. I don't.
I full on, but I think most people don't even use them. But I'll say it. I don't even know why I say
Most people
kid.
don't even use them. Oh, I hear a lot of bosses in the streets.
Lot
Do
of
you really?
boss. I say brother to everyone. I call everyone brother.
I'm a brother guy.
Yeah,
I
I
do
like
bo-
brother because it's kind of universal.
I'll say brother now. No, brother's new for me. Past couple of years, brother. And then
That's because you're super white. Like you are the whitest of the white. And you
I'm
say
very-
brother is a bit like, wait, hang on a sec. Is he mocking me? Is
yeah.
This, yeah.
And then buddy, I'll say buddy.
Buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Hey, dude. Dude, I say all the time.
I don't-
That's my number one. Dude is my
dude's
number
good.
one.
I don't say bro like I used to. I used to say I was a big bro guy.
Bro, I think I also have the thing where it's like, when I say bro is ironically, I would say like being broy, and then it got to a point I think I was saying bro, like what's up, bro, and then if somebody's around and hears it, they're just gonna think you're just organically
douche.
saying
Yeah.
bro.
Sweetie. I think sweetie for me is one that I don't like hearing because it normally comes from patronizing old ladies.
Uh,
It doesn't say. It depends how you say it. It's tonally. It can kind of swing both ways.
Or from my
that's mine, sweetie.
or
Yeah,
from my
sorry,
dad
sweetie,
to
I'm
a
sorry.
waitress at the diner. That's like an old man thing to do. Like you go to the diner, and you go, sweetie, can I get another cup of coffee?
Sure. But then tonally, it is like it's a colloquialism. You're sort of going, hey, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I think people probably get more annoyed by the shit I say because I have the British accent and I say darling a lot, like darling and all right, love. Like it's adorable.
You
in
drop
England.
all right loves.
Yeah,
I
say,
love
how are you,
that,
my,
dude.
I say,
Yeah.
how are you, my love? Like I say that to a lot of the staff for the cinema stuff. I go, how are you, my love? How's life been? And
See, I don't
they're
think there's
used to
any
it now, but
no
at first-
pompousness whatsoever.
no, but they probably at one point were just like, well, I'm not your fucking love. I think
Yeah.
there's an American rejection of that, repulsion to it coming out of the mouth of a redcoat colonial. You know what I mean?
Well,
Right, yeah.
and we could get to the story in a little bit, but before we started the pod, you mentioned a situation where you said another word.
That's actually makes sense with this conversation. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because the word you said is way more common where you're from than it is here.
It is.
It's way harder of a hit. So
And it has such a range of meanings in the UK, whereas in America it's just we're talking about the C-bomb, so
Right.
there's definitely like.
Well, we could just hop right into it
Because we do jerk star moment on the show.
We do talk a lot about like those moments where like why we created the pod is we want sometimes the Stones in certain moments to be the bad guy, and sometimes it's hard. And I feel
I
like
played the bad guy for a long time because I think aesthetically as well, I fit the picture of villain.
yeah,
Especially in American movies, it's always British as well.
you do look like somebody that's gonna fight the Crow.
Yeah.
You know,
He does have like a little bit
I
Alan
would love
Rick.
to be the Crow, man. But you're right. I would be the douchebag from the other band. Just like, hey, I saw you, lady. Oh no, sorry.
You would full and be. You have Alan Rickman and Die Hard vibes a little bit. Yeah.
and I would be the fat asshole playing with the prop gun that accidentally killed Brandon Lee. I'd be like,
Baldwin
what's this do?
You're Baldwin. But Jeff's like, Mr. Takagi. I read it in Time magazine.
Kill a hostage every 30 minutes. Yeah, I definitely have a villainous kind of look about me, and yet I'm not anymore.
Right.
I guess I was a bit of a villain at one point.
So when
an
you
anti-hero.
But you had this
There we
moment. You had you had this moment at the cellar where
Oh yeah, much
in the
to my
moment you said the right
embarrassment,
thing.
It was a good life lesson, man. I had a period where I wasn't booked to the cellar for about 3 months, and it was because I got into an altercation with an audience member. I look back on this now with a bit of shame and embarrassment. I think there's comics when they're still drinking, which at that time I was still heavily drinking, very depressed. They can get. When you see a comic getting upset about an audience member, you know they've lost it. They've lost their control. Like the best comics, the best way to deal with a shitty audience member is just to be like, I don't care about you, man.
Yes.
So I'll be funny, but I'm not going to be nasty because I don't care enough about your your insecurities to show you mine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was not in that place. I was still very much an insecure bellend, and I was on stage, and there was this group of table ladies, very drunk, and a couple of guys with them drinking bottles of wine, buckets of beers. They were going in. There's normally 2 bouncers at the cellar, one upstairs, one downstairs, the police room. The one downstairs was off that night, so it was a bit unpoliced. 2 comics commented on them talking throughout every set. I come on stage. I'm like, I can prove myself. I'm already.
Which, in all fairness, is a thing. Every
It
comic
is.
thinks like, I'll handle it,
and everyone's going to celebrate me for being the hero of the
Yes.
night. It did not play out as planned. Let me just say, it played out more like an Alan Rickman moment. Let's be real. Pushed off a building, but no. So this woman started. As soon as I come up stage, I'm like, hey, how we do? And before I can even get a sentence out, she's just going, I was saying, saying whatever shit she's saying to her other fucking 3 brain cell friends. Anyway, so I immediately just like stare at them. The audience, we're all looking at them, and they don't even notice we're looking at them, and the comedy stopped for a second. We're all laughing, and then I go, yo, 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 and I just do the usual line, it's not fucking TV. Just shut up. Use your inside voices, blah, blah. I think it's time to shut up. And she turned around, she goes, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? And I'm like, yeah, you need to shut the fuck up. I am talking to you. It's taking you this long to realize it. She goes, why don't you just do your thing and I'll do my thing? And that really irked me. So I went, I'm trying to do my thing, which is perform comedy for the people who paid to see comedy tonight, but I can't do my thing because you're doing your thing, which is being an abhorrent cunt. Anyway, you can't say that in America, especially not to a woman.
Yeah.
It's like the nuclear bomb of insults.
It really upsets people still. Has that power. Anyway, the dude, of course, he has to protect his lady now. He's got a skin full inside him. So he jumps out and goes, the fuck you say to my lady? What the fuck you calling me? And I said, whoa, relax, big man. It's going to be all right. Don't worry. Like, I'm an equal opportunity guy. I think you're an abhorrent cunt as well. You should, and if you're not having fun, get the fuck out of the club. Anyway, it kicked off. There was an argument. One of the staff went to get the bouncer. He comes down, gets them out. They're screaming and shouting. He's going, see you outside, motherfucker, see you outside. And I'm like, all right, dude. I said, you got to give me like 13 minutes because I can't finish my set so I can get paid. They leave, and I'm working on my people skills. And the whole audience laughs. I killed that weird energy. It's all good. And then I do my set. And then at the end of the night, I found out how big the power of the word cunt was because he waited outside the venue for like 45 minutes. I had a borscht, man. I sat there and ate a lovely borscht. I was chatting to comics. I'm thinking, that's all right. He's gone home to, have terrible sex with his...
You had no idea he was out there.
No idea. So I walk out the door. I literally walk outside and then I turn left to go, at the entrance to the cellar. And he's standing waiting by the thing, and he just smashes me in the face, just fucking sucker punch.
Did you see it coming? You didn't see it coming.
Didn't see anything coming.
Did you get knocked down?
I did not. No,
Yeah.
I did not get knocked down. I did have a little fat lip and a little split in my lip.
Right.
But I I wear these little emo knuckle dusters.
Right.
Had a heavy weekend in Hot Topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I turned around, I smashed him in the fucking face. I opened his head up. He was not a tall guy. He was quite stocky, but he was small.
Yeah.
And I managed to grab the back of his head, and I just fucking started hitting him. So he's trying to swing, but missing because of my reach, and I'm just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Bouncer comes up, you know what I mean? This guy drops down. He's got blood all over his face. It was not a very good situation.
Yeah.
And police come over, and because they know the bouncer, they're like, look, this guy just got sucker punched, and then he's like defending himself. We have CCTV, so I can prove that I was the victim.
Yeah.
Right.
But it did not put me
So-
in good stead with the management
seller-
of the cellar for a while, and with good reason. They don't want people calling their audience members cunts, even if they're being cunts.
Fair.
Like if I was a better comic with more maturity and less insecurity in myself, I would not have done any of those things.
But here's the thing, though. Like, even within those first two lines, that's still an attempt to make it funny. That's
Yeah.
still a thing. And that's your jerkster
so
moment.
nasty and
Yeah.
so
No,
confrontational. Like I knew I'm cleverer than those fucking idiots were, and I knew that they were not going to go, "Hey, you got me, okay."
Oh, I was being an abhorrent cunt.
Maybe I shall be quiet and listen to your comedy. Proceed.
No, you were trying to hurt them, but you
I
didn't.
was.
But you didn't bring it upon yourself. Also, 97% of that audience, when they hear an English person say "cunt," like when I do at least, you're thinking of it as the English cunt, not the American one. Like
I don't know, man. I think it has the power to upset a lot of people. I actually developed a bit of material about the word
About
cunt,
that, yeah.
the etymology of the word, and how it's a feminist construct, just so I could circumnavigate the upset from American audiences.
Well,
So if that same exact thing happened in front of a British audience, it probably wouldn't have went that way.
You're being an abhorrent cunt. Boom, on that line, the whole audience would have laughed and cheered, and she would have gone, "Oh, fuck you, you silly cunt."
Really?
Yeah. Because it's
It's that common, right?
It's like, yeah, I am being a cunt, and you just pointed it out, and everyone's laughing at me, and
Yeah.
you know.
yeah,
good.
What would? How about this? The reverse situation in England. What's something that an American comic could say to an English audience member that's interrupting that would have the same
You
effect?
guys, your politics is crazy. That would upset us deeply.
Especially coming from us.
We're
We're
so
so
I think
glad
that's
we
why.
won the war and kicked you out because we're running things just fine. And you do love reminding us that of all the time.
Do comics do that all the time?
Everyone in America tells me, "Didn't we kick you out back in fucking 60s?" I'm like, "Yeah, how's it going? How's it been going for you?" Although now I can't even have the moral high ground because England's just as crazy as America is, you know.
Well, when they had their what's his name? The guy who was the prime minister for a little while. Your version of Trump.
Boris Johnson.
Who apparently that was a whole play, right? Like he's like private school kid. Like he was right. He was like a really smart guy that
Not really smart, but very expensively educated. He
Yeah.
went to like Eton, and then he went to Oxford or Cambridge, one of the two. The Bullinger Club. He was part of that.
somebody told me a story that he is not that guy.
He was a TV pundit, bro, before that. You know, he was like, before he was mayor of London and then prime minister, he used to go on a show called Mock the Week or 8 out of 10 Cats.
Or like
QI,
Best Week Ever,
where
like,
he
yeah.
was like a buffoon. We used to
Oh,
laugh
shit.
and go like, isn't Boris Johnson a fucking idiot? That's
so it is like
funny.
it's like Trump.
I
It's
was
like
just
the
gonna
Trump.
say, yeah. You
It's
mean
exactly
the
the same.
guy that used to fire the Incredible Hulk in his penthouse with his children, and then became the president?
But I also heard a thing that before he would go out, he would be all done up, and then he would go out for a speech. He would mess up his hair and pull his shirt out a
he
little bit, and then
absolutely
he
absolutely
played into the
up to it.
schmuck role.
100%,
Yeah, wow,
100%,
that's
yeah.
so funny. Well, here's the thing. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on something. We did another segment on the podcast called "Dude, You'd Like This." I don't know if you guys will like it or you won't, but I want to get into a discussion about like because me before you got here, Ray, me and Jeff were talking about like letting go of pettiness, like you said, killing your ego, which is a great way to put it. Where it's like, yeah, it's all bullshit. It doesn't really matter. You know, life stuff actually
Life's
matters
not
more.
that fucking
This
serious.
business
You don't
is
have
fucking
that much
absurd.
importance in the universe. You are not the center of it.
And at the center of the universe, exactly.
You're just a tiny shard of a broken hole. You
So
know?
I want to show
Maybe
you guys.
That's like
So let me show you guys this real quick. So this is off of TikTok, and this guy is going viral for doing this particular thing. Watch this real quick.
Hey man, thanks for the unnecessary negative comment. You've got a beautiful family, the baby is adorable, I would just make one small adjustment.
She said I'm crazy, I can't be your lady. Girl, you drive me crazy.
Do you realize what happened?
He just switched all the tattoos from the dad's face to the baby's face.
No, from his face to the baby's face. That's not the same guy. What this guy did, I don't know if you can tell what he did. On his account, he does videos on his account, and whoever gives him shitty comments, he doxes them and then does something fucked up and tattoos it on his body, supposedly.
So he tattooed someone and his child on his body, but with the tattoos on. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. And also, he's fucking up his own body. No one else.
Well, that's kind of the thing. I'm like, is it worth it? Is it petty or is it just really funny? Also, is it fake? Maybe fake? Maybe he's doing it with like temporary tattoo.
If it absolutely could be fake. There's also in that like after a year, whatever disappears. Or
right.
So he could just be doing that.
He could just be doing that,
yeah. But still, yeah, it's hilarious. It's dedication.
Let's just say it's not fake. And there is going to be a dude in like 20 years walking around like, yeah, some stranger has a tattoo of my baby picture on him because my dad's mean on the internet.
His tattoos on on the baby's face. That's the best bit. That's the attention to detail. I think he's an artist. I think this is like Andy Kaufman fucking jumping into the wrestling world. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He's really just going full send.
There's another one that's even crazier where the dude, he finds some dude writes something like, oh, this fucking loser with his tattoos on his face. And then he goes, I saw your dad just died. I'm really sorry to hear that. But I made this. And it's a picture of his dad, like really good picture of his dad with the Grim Reaper. It's so messed up.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's a tattoo version of a roast, like the most dedicated roast you've ever seen in your life.
100%. Where you're just living with it. Where it's like, man, oh man. And say it is real. Let's go into the assumption that it's real.
You are carrying around a lot of anger on your body, though, in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. When you're gonna, there's got to be moments. There's moments you're alone, and aren't you kind of evaluating what you did and going, was it worth it for the comments and the likes?
I think it's justice. I think it is. I think that what
have the people done that's so egregious that is it just a comment?
It's
a
shitty comment calling him
a
loser.
I
or
think
calling
that
him
is
an
egregious, though. I
Bro,
think
if I had a tattoo for every time someone called me a loser on the fucking internet, you wouldn't be able to see me. I blend into the fucking background.
No, I understand that, but I do like the idea of coming at people. I don't have the time to do it, and or even the care because it doesn't get to me. But it's the lowest fucking form of.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no.
They all don't get
I
to me.
don't
Some
put
get to me.
shitty comments just randomly on people's stick like you're a fucking idiot or you're a wanker. But what I do is occasionally when I see something that is awful or a trending video, I will go and write a gag. I'll put a gag on it, which is not always nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get a few engagements, you know.
Right, exactly.
So. But that's different than a stranger going on to one of your stand-up bits and being like,
"This is the worst comedian ever.
Yeah.
If you watch this, you're fucking cringe as this old fucking chuggy cringe comic. Also, his hairline is receding. Or bitch, I hope you die. Kill yourself."
Or if he said something like, "Could you be any fatter?" Just hypothetically.
That's actually what I have tattooed on my chest. Exactly what I just said. Thank you.
And a picture
Kevin 634. I appreciate your thoughts and
I
feelings.
hope you like the picture of you and your dead dad that I got on my chest.
Yeah.
But somebody did say, "Could you be
hypothetically?" Somebody said that to you.
Have you got angry tattoos or shitty tattoos?
I have no tattoos.
Sean?
I have
just
a lot that I like in one
on your back, the entire back.
I do have the requisite suburban Irish white kid.
Please tell me it's a shamrock.
No, it's a Celtic cross on the. And I am not religious, and I got it when I was 21.
Where is it?
With
on
my
your
ex-girlfriend.
Chest? Here on your chest?
It's right here on my bicep.
Of course it is.
And it's a terrible tattoo. And people have seen it, they go, "It's not that bad." I go, "You're lying to me to my face. It's a really bad." I have other ones that aren't.
You should just get really jacked on just the right bicep as well.
I had one time, and I didn't realize the irony.
God loves this one.
I did a. People just think it's from jerking off. I did a.
That'd be forearm.
I had a clip where I had no hat on. I'm bald, and then it's my Goodfellas shirt that says Maury's Wig Shop.
Yeah.
And all the comments are like, "The irony of this fucking guy wearing a wig shop shirt." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of pretty good, I guess."
Shit. I got a spite tattoo. When I had a breakup with a girl back in the UK years ago, and then I went out and got a tattoo inside my lip.
Is it still there? Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
It's fallen out a little bit, but it says "for me," but in reverse. So I have to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm going to just do shit for me. This tattoo's just for me because only I can see it when I look in the mirror like that. It's pretty fucking emo and pathetic.
And it was
to be fair.
something to do with the relationship.
Oh,
right?
it was
So, yeah.
absolutely after the break. I was just like, I gotta do stuff for me more. I always put myself up for other people, and so I'm gonna get a tattoo to remind me, and I'm gonna try and make.
But there you go. That's how old? 20.
I was in my 20s
Yeah.
for sure, early 20s.
But
yeah.
but here's the thing. I'm laughing. You're laughing because we've all.
That's
everybody
that
does
fucking
it.
mindset.
Everybody does
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, if
Everybody-
I ever had money in my 20s, I would have multiple tattoos from girls that hurt my feelings.
You'd have
was
that.
pretty
What's that old?
embarrassing.
Is that an American Evening Journal thing with the all the names of girls and they're all crossed out on the back of
Oh my
the
God.
the Norman Rockwell painting. I think
I
that's
love a
one of-
cover up. I like a funny cover up as well. There's been a few throughout the years where people will have like a lady's name or something and then it goes wrong and they'll just get like a horrendous portrait or they'll just put like a graveyard and they put it on a gravestone. And
Yeah. Or it'll be a butterfly where you see like some weird line in the middle of it, like it's just some
you're like,
faded.
what
Like
was
you're like,
that?
well, yeah, that was definitely
Carry
something else.
forever. Okay, yeah.
I have my buddy Nick Cobb he got it removed, but he had before it was called this. He had a tramp stamp. He had full on had a tramp stamp on his lower
was
back.
it?
I forget what it was. I used to know what it was. It wasn't
Flames,
a flower.
just flames.
Who knows what it was? But he was like, for years he had it, and I think he even had a bit about it. He's a comic, and then in the past few years he got it erased.
Have you ever had a friend show you a tattoo that was horrible and you told them?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah.
And they're like excited about it. And you're like,
Yeah, and I've gone, that
stinks.
is an interesting choice. That's what the words I use. Interesting choice.
yeah.
But
that-
also, you got to know, you got to know, man. Some people just go out and they just get flash art. They walk into the first tattoo shop and they're
Yeah.
excited and they go, that off a poster. And they don't look at the person's book. They don't even see how good they are at tattooing.
Yeah.
And then they come out and they're like, "Wah!" You're like, no, that's dog shit.
Yeah.
My first tattoo was dog shit.
What was it?
It was like a little symbol at the top here that I drew myself, age 17. I drew it in my book, and it was like 2 theatre masks, but inspired by Maori art because I lived in New Zealand for a bit. And it was like this. It's just this weird thing. And then I had it extended by a better artist who made it a bit better.
Yeah.
Well, that helps too. Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty dog shit. And I thought I was so tough, man. I had a tattoo at the bottom of my neck. It's so delicate and effeminate as well. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to see that? The guy who's pulling my hair as he fucks me from behind. You know what I mean? Like,
He's only going to notice when you put your face in a pillow. He's going to be like, hey, Jeff, you got a tattoo
as he gently
there.
kisses the back of my neck when I'm in prison. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I have a buddy of mine, and he's Italian, and his family's pretty religious. They're pretty religious, I guess, kind of. And he got a tattoo. I don't know if you guys know who Padre Pio is. He's like a famous priest from, I don't even know what year, but he's like an Italian famous priest. But he got the tattoo.
what's a famous priest?
Like,
This
like,
is the top
he's
trump
known for
cards
like, I
of
think he might be a
priests.
saint. I think
How
he's
many
like one
kids
of
has he got under his belt? He's got bodies.
He has a really popular TikTok.
But the kid got the tattoo, and we were in our 20s, and I go, "Is that Obi-Wan Kenobi?" Because it looked just like Obi-Wan
That's
Kenobi.
funny.
And he was like, "Fuck you!" He got like all upset. Well, he didn't say "fuck you," but he got really upset, I think. But yeah, dude, I think that cover-ups. I don't think. You ever seen they have the? I can't think of an example, but I wanted to bring up. They had that show.
Oh wait, are you talking about the show where either two friends or a couple that have had issues? This is an English show, no?
I'm talking about just the cover-up show. That somebody goes in with like a worse tattoo and they
And
cover
then
it
they
up.
cover it up.
Well,
And
what's
normally
this?
they're normally like racist fucking symbols or like old gang shit.
Yeah.
But no, there's a British show. The Brits are amazing at making the worst television that brings out the worst in people. The current one is Naked Attraction, you know, where they just rate each other.
I've heard of this.
We just talked about it in fucking Jim and Sam the other day. They showed some video and they're literally, the woman's just literally going, why didn't you choose the red box guy? And she's like, penis size. And then this fucking,
He had a little willy.
no, this 37-year-old like Asian, Southern Asian dude walks out with his fucking titties are hanging down, his belly, his fupa's over his button mushroom cock, and he walks out. He goes, I think it was very unfair because when I get stimulated, it does grow to 7 inches. And I'm like, liar, no fucking way, bro. But no,
Like going to the
English
doctor
show-
on TV.
the English show is this, right? The premise is you go on with one of your friends or an ex or a partner or someone that you have some unresolved issue with, and you get to design the tattoo that the other person is going to get.
Oh, I've
and
seen
then
this.
they don't get to see it being done, and then they reveal it. And some of them are like
Bad.
fucked up. Like literally, it'll just go like, you know, it'll be like a woman just with her knickers down taking a shit. Like it'll be the
Yeah,
portrait
I've
of the
seen that
person.
one.
And it'll be like, well, that's because I think sometimes you do shit things when you feel vulnerable, and it's like you just You just scarred that person's body for life.
I
The
think
worst human beings
It's like
on the planet.
It turns out to be like revenge tattoos.
It's
Some of them are
revenge
still
tattoos,
together.
yeah.
Is that what
Some of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've seen. There's been. Is that they have another version of it where it's like
But
not
it
relationships.
must be fake a little bit. They must only last for a year. It must be like
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Has
If
to
they
be.
have that capability, it's gotta be that.
Otherwise, there'll be legal. There must be cases, or I don't know. They sign
Unless you
release
sign a
forms.
release. Yeah, the minute you do that, especially if you know the premise of the show, unless it lasted one season, which I
Insane,
doubt
though,
it did.
isn't it? Insane.
I would never go. Yeah, just blindly put a tattoo on me.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
fuck
Not someone
no.
else. Not someone else making that decision for you.
Especially for my first tattoo.
Yeah, yeah.
How much money would it take to have somebody go, I have carte blanche? It could only be like
$5,000.
3x3, but it's got to go.
What would one of your Patreon pledges have to send directly to the Venmo account for you to get a tattoo
We need
that they designed?
$5,000. I'd get a tattoo that somebody else denied.
$5,000?
Designed. It depends on where it is. Placement.
Bro,
It's
I
gotta
got
be-
$5,000. I'll fucking
I just got a swastika on my forehead.
yeah, exactly.
You racist. No, Jeff Leach.
Pull a Hans Landa.
I'm gonna have your whole face done brown, so it just looks like you've done blackface on yourself. And then that's
Well, it's got to be in like a really it's got to be like here, like
forearm, yeah.
or something prominent, like
I'm gonna
chest.
I'm gonna need $6,000. I'm gonna need $6,000.
no, but I full on. I actually, you were talking about Flash, and the Flash, they're not bad. But, you know, at the Comedy Cellar has that holiday party. In the past 4 years, I've gotten, you get a free tattoo if you sign
the
up.
comics. What Halloween? What Seth's one?
No, like the holiday one. Like, so they do it. They do it like
you mean
March.
that Cellar one? Yeah.
Cellar one,
Okay,
yeah. So
and they have Flash tattoos. Going
Flash
on like that.
tattoos.
Oh, I would get one of those, but that's all right because.
But they're like legit. It's legit.
Get something small, and it can just
Yeah.
be a memory.
It's like a moment,
I've
yeah.
got tattoos that are ridiculous. I've got one here that just says knee and points to my knee. Like I got things.
Yeah.
It's from a moment. You know, it's from a little moment in
Yeah,
time that
yeah.
you know, blah blah blah. But it's like Friday the 13th tattoo. Like if you go to a tattoo shop on Friday the 13th. Then you can get a tattoo for like $5. They do tattoos for $5 or whatever, flash like quick small ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you go in there and it's like limited number of shit. It's normally like if Halloween falls on a Friday the 13th or something like that, you can get them for like $5. Yeah.
I might get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Would you really get one?
Yeah, I would get one.
Why would
You
you want to
should.
get it? Why do you want to get it because you think they look cool, or is it because you just feel left out, a little FOMO?
No, I just never got one, and my brother recently started about we were thinking of getting matching tats. Matching tattoos.
What would it be?
What would symbolize your friendship, your relationship?
Oh, I told you about this. It's a little sentimental, not to get to it on the pod.
Black and
just
yellow.
like two of you French kissing.
My
It would just be Ben
me
Roethlisberger.
sucking his dick.
Who are you, the Island Boys?
No, so my
You heard about that, no?
what?
Yeah, you know those Island Boys, the two.
Yeah.
You know,
Sean loved
Island
them.
Boy.
I did not.
You know
love
they have
them.
an OnlyFans account, and you know on the OnlyFans account they make out. There's shots where they make out.
What's up?
Isn't that really?
Yes,
Is that
100% really. You can pull up a video right now.
Videos
from
of
TikTok
them?
of them French kissing each other. Identical twins, ladies and gentlemen.
Who?
Not the brightest cookies in the jar, not the smart
I thought it was gay. Me and my brother talked every day on the phone.
about your feelings.
Yeah.
Is that's for real, huh?
100%
So
for
is it
real.
causing like a crazy controversy with them?
I mean, for a period of time, I think they're just desperate to have any relevance and make any more money they can.
Oof.
Yeah.
wow, imagine getting
Jesus.
to that point.
I don't know how far the
Yeah.
sexual interaction's gone, but I've definitely watched them French kiss for half an hour and come.
This is like
I
Requiem
couldn't
for a
get
Dream. Yeah.
Do you know how like down bad I'd have to be to call my brother like, dude, this comedy shit's going belly up. We need to make out.
I've got an idea.
Put on some mood music.
Hear me out.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go out and have a drink? What are you doing
What do
this
you mean
weekend?
it tastes funny? It's all right. You might be sleepy. That's all right.
What would you and your brother get tattoo-wise?
Oh, so my dad's first.
Oh, I know this already.
My dad's
Yeah.
first tattoo that he ever got. He woke me up at 9 a.m. shit-faced drunk, and was like, "Ray, I'm going to get my tattoo." I was like, "Okay."
How old were you?
I was like 7 or 8.
Wow, Jesus
and
Christ.
and we got kicked out of like 2 tattoo shops because he was too drunk, and then
He took you with him.
yeah, and then we finally get to the third one.
To teach you good. This is how I'm going to inspire good choices in my child. Come on.
Boy, it was art. He was doing art on his body, and
Wow, you are still filled with the trauma.
and he gets there, and I was like, "Well, what are you gonna do? Like, what tattoo are you gonna get?" And he was like, well, pick something." And it was right when Batman Forever came out, and the Batman symbol at that time was like purple and pink and green and like fuchsia and he had that on his arm for 30 years.
But if you really think about it, in the grand scheme of things, it's a really sweet story. He got
the son to like pick out the tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, but also he is an alcoholic.
He was. He passed away.
He got sober.
Congrats.
He got sober,
Mine didn't. And
through death.
Me too. Yeah. And I'm glad you can laugh about this.
What did he do? AA?
No.
Death.
Died. Yeah. In fact, it'll be the anniversary of my dad's death. A year anniversary in 3 and a bit weeks time.
November 13th, my dad died last year.
What it was?
Last year?
Yeah.
Were they talking? Did they plan this? I'll do it if you do it. If you let your stomach burst from alcoholism, I will too. Oh my God, that's
so wild.
Twinsies.
That is wild.
I know.
Twinsies. Let's get matching tattoos. I'll get your dead dad on me, and you get my dead dad on you.
Strangers on a train.
That's crazy.
That's funny that you just said that.
What
got sober through.
I just went to a dark place. Sorry.
That was hilarious.
Don't cry. You're on a podcast. It's comedy.
His second tattoo was one that he showed us like pumped up about, and me and my brother just roasted it, dude. It was right here on his bicep, and it was a beach with the wave coming in, a 6-pack of beer that said Z-Man on it because his last name's Zawodni,
right?
And the sun with a Steelers logo in the sun, a Pittsburgh Steelers
That's the
logo.
most masculine tattoo I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Amazing.
And we were just
if there was a tiger on that surfboard drinking one of the beers, that's the only way it would have been more.
Holding a machine gun.
That's why you used to say bro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not my
Waving
fault.
an American flag behind it. Do you know what I mean?
But there's just nothing.
Trump 2024 written on the surfboard.
There's nothing worse than when you come pumped up to show somebody something that you got, and then they're like, that stinks.
Dude, I'm related to a guy, like one of these like distant relatives, that he was back in the day. He was on like the Jenny Jones show, just like bad talk show from like the 90s, because he got every Disney character tattooed on his body. This big 400-pound dude. And apparently my dad found out. He goes, "Where'd he put Dumbo?" Which is a pretty easy, yeah, exactly. But it's like, but then we saw it, and then it was like a famous thing, like before the internet.
Yeah,
people were talking about it.
Sure. And
then my mom was like, we're related. We're related to the guy. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, it's like my dad's cousin's, like cousin or whatever.
People
it is.
don't fuck around when it comes to Disney. There's
the
people who
oh,
like
hardcore
in
Disney.
Cali,
Yeah. I'm friends
I live
with
out in California. They got those annual passes, and they go every single month or every week.
I've never
every
been.
week.
Some people go up every week. It's
To
their
Dis-
religion.
to Disney.
To the weekends, yeah. If you get a year-long pass, it's not crazy expensive to get the year-long. Well, it's expensive.
Well, it's expensive, but in the
It's
grand
not as
scheme of
expensive as
things,
going every
relatively,
week.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
paying individual tickets, which are a few $100, like $200-300 or whatever now. Crazy. But yeah, they go up every week and they celebrate. They go to all the holidays there, and it's just that's their life. Because it's the concept of happiest place in the world. I think for some people they're so unhappy that putting themselves in an unreal happy place all the time.
Yeah, I've never been.
And also mental illness.
It
Yeah.
becomes
Oh, dude.
well, it becomes cultish after a while. You know what I'm saying?
I think it has a lot to do with like Arrested Development too. Like chilled, like when they're like want to be back to the happiest time of their life.
Yeah,
you know, like before
absolutely.
everything went to shit.
Absolutely, before Uncle fucking...
Yeah.
Which you can, I can
life.
understand in moderation. Like I'm like that now, where I'm like, I'll be going through TikTok or Instagram, and they'll have like the 80s TV thing come up, and it's not just like, oh, I remember that. Now I'm like, oh, I'm actually a little bit emotional about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a little nostalgia.
A little nostalgia.
You're missing that period of life when times were simpler.
Exactly, but I'm not on a weekly basis gonna go to like 90s like Family Ties world, which is like sitcom from the 80s. I don't know if you know, but like I'm not gonna go to a freaking just the 10 of us fucking that's a real deep cut theme park.
It is a
You know what I
deep
mean?
cut. I don't
Yeah.
know what that is.
It's it was actually a comic was on this guy Bill Kirkenbauer was the main guy, but that's like from the 80s. But I mean, you know what I mean? But like I think if you're it's the same thing as if you're in like a motorcycle club, but for like innocence. Like it's the same kind of thing. It's like it gets cultish.
I mean, there's worse cults to get tattoos of, like Chris D'Elia's initials on your neck. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, I lied. I do have a tattoo.
It's Chris D'Elia's face when he remember that famous video where he finds out Snapchats can't be erased.
I know, that's the best clip on the internet. Amazing.
It's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. Like out of all those Curb Your Enthusiasm music videos, that's my favorite
the one
one.
that fit the
Oh,
best.
it fit the best.
I had a thing where a girl that I was dating years ago, She goes, "Hey, does your buddy know that when he screenshots my Snapchat story of me working out that I can see it?" And I was like, I would guess not.
Yeah.
In my defense, I only did it once.
She was doing squats.
Wait, and then, so what happened? Did you tell him?
No, I just made sure that like to have a conversation about that in front of him, like when he was around.
And did he do the?
Why did you not confront him about it out of interest? Is he?
He wasn't that good of a friend.
Okay.
And it was like.
See, I would find that more of was he tough? Was he intimidating? Did you look at him and go, if this devolves into a fisticuffs?
No, I didn't want to humiliate him.
Oh, I would love to humiliate him. This is maybe I'm more of a jerk than the two of you guys are. Because, like, I would love to be like, yo, you know what? That's inappropriate, you fucking scumbag. I see you, Snake.
And then you get into what he called fisticuffs, where you fight and dance at the same time.
You have to put on your French like Duke's outfit.
West Side Story.
Let me put on my powdered wig and we shall fisticuffs at dawn, sir.
You fisticuffs. Let's go.
Pugilism.
No, you know what? I like now that I'm thinking about it. I think instead I just told a couple people, and I thought it was more funny than it. She wasn't like the most serious of girl. It wasn't like it was like my life, my love.
Yeah.
I get you.
So, but you brought it up, and did he have the deer in the headlights look, or did he just kind of just not say anything?
I just made like I forget how I brought it up, but like somebody brought up Snapchat, and I was like, I was like, I guess people are putting like funny videos up on Snapchat. I was like, oh, I just saw that like 2 people screenshotted it. I didn't know it shows you when somebody screenshot.
Brian, did you know that?
You make it real awkward, right? Just right in his face.
He was a comic. One of you guys might know the guy.
Who was it?
I'll tell you after.
Okay. Blow him up. He's not even a friend. Blow him up. Fuck him.
We've always said that. Man, if people could just have a podcast of what happens after like the conversation that happens after podcasts.
Well, you know what it
would be
is?
the number one
You have
podcast
to be
in the
like
country.
Ari Shaffir, where you just don't care anymore about. You're already successful to the audience that matters to you.
Yeah.
And so you just go, I don't give a fuck about the other stuff too much. Which
Yeah.
I don't think. He strikes me as one of those comics who doesn't. Which is why he says some pretty fucking outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Metzger's another one a little bit. He just goes, fuck it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Or if you've been already burned and cancelled, then you kind of go,
You're like, it doesn't matter.
What can you do to me now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
exactly. My skeletons are out the closet. Fuck you.
I want you to talk about the special because it's called Jeff Leach's a comedy.
Spectacular. Yeah.
Jeff Leach presents a comedy
spectacular.
spectacular.
Jeff Leach presents,
I'll
yeah.
tell you why it's called that, because it's not. I didn't want to mislead people that. First of all, I didn't want to make an identikit special, right? They become very formulaic.
That's
in
what I
my
wanted to
opinion.
talk about because it's different.
Not that there aren't hilarious stand-up specials out there. There are. There's a lot of comics I respect releasing great stuff. Some of them self-producing actually now, which I'm really happy to see. But they follow a formula. A couple of minutes at the top are like, I'm from New York City. This is my home. And then they walk, hey, welcome to stage. Blah, blah, blah. And then they do their 45 minutes of material maybe, and then at the end there's a couple of minutes of like montage shots of them laughing with other comics in the green room. Credits, boom, done.
Yes, yeah.
And Netflix,
It's very
I
formulaic.
think, is really Netflix, Showtime, Hulu. They've got some great content on their platforms. I'm not denying that. It's just also there's a lot of what feels like it's just been put through a fucking sausage grinder just to get the same shit out.
Sure.
Here's 50K or 100K. You have to pay for your own special out of that. So that limits artists and comics to make what they want to
And
make.
production value, yeah.
So I approached it differently. I talked to my audience and I said, look, if we can raise some money, crowdfund, I will double whatever we raise. So we raised almost 30K.
Shit.
That's what they donated.
Whoa, then you made...
Thank you
Yeah.
to anyone who did donate. And I've put in a lot more than 30K of my own money actually at this point. I think I'm up to about $120,000 is what this thing has cost me.
Holy shit.
That includes some promotion as well because I don't have a network. No one's going to promote it. Thank you for letting me come on the podcast.
Yeah,
course,
absolutely,
of course,
man.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for coming.
But and I made some really good investments a few years ago. I did a video game called Ghost, character called Ghost in a video game called Call of Duty, which blew up. They didn't pay me they paid me dog shit, but I turned that into a big salary, invested that money, made some money, and I went, great, I can make this on my own now without a network interference. We had some interest and we had an offer and we said no because I say it's just me. There was no one else. There was no one else. I have a fake email.
My team.
My manager said no. But no,
Left Cheech.
It's just him doing that New York accent he did.
How you doing?
I'm
It's Left
mocking
Cheech.
myself a little bit. But I'll tell you this. I don't mind being vulnerable and fucking highlighting how much of a dick I used to be. I did have a fake manager character in my earliest years of comedy. To book me Edinburgh shows and stuff like that, because I knew if I did it, my approach myself, they would never do it. And he was a Scottish guy. And I used to have a voice for him and everything. So if I had to take a phone call, I could actually do it. All right, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, yeah, I'll have a word with him later on, send him across the information. And I used to do that because no one would take me seriously like I had proper reps, yeah.
And it worked?
Yeah.
I could never do that because I have one voice. And everybody knows, everybody just makes fun of my voice. And I'm like, it's just Sean's manager.
You have a very unique voice where you can hear your timbre.
Apparently, Sean Donnelly's twin brother is managing him now.
But so I decided, like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to make it the way everyone else makes
right,
them.
which is,
and so I don't want to make. So I'm going to make whatever the fuck I want. And it was really like a calling card, like a showcase of the multitude of talents that have limited me from succeeding in any one area because I do too many things, as I've been told by everyone in my life. Pick a fucking lane, son.
Right.
So there is 40 minutes of it is stand-up comedy. Don't worry. If you love stand-up, there's great stand-up comedy. But there's a dramedy dialogue. It's funny at points and it's quite personal at points, which I reshot after a year because my best mate killed himself, and then 3 weeks later my dad died from his alcoholism. So I was like, I have to rewrite this. There's more important shit to say here. Plus I grew up a little bit. I stopped being depressed. I took mushrooms and fucking, had a chat with my higher power, and I kissed the balls of God, you know what I mean? And so I went back, but it's a dramedy dialogue that goes throughout. There's 25 minutes of stand-up written material at the Comedy Cellar in New York. There's 15 minutes of crowd work at the Comedy Cellar in Vegas that was all just done off the cuff. We shot 3 shows, 15-minute sets, 3 50-minute sets, and we just cut it from that.
Right.
It actually worked out. One of them was just fucking killer. It's unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
It's so good. So I got very, fortunate. There's a 3-minute animation where I voice all the characters, all 4 characters. There's a rap music video that I did with a couple of producer buddies of mine. Wrote all the lyrics, performed all that. There's a dance track in it. It's got a little of everything that I love doing. And it's funny. It's funny from start to finish.
Yeah.
But it's also personal. If anyone you love died over COVID, this will speak to you. If you were a dickhead in any way, shape or form and grew up a little bit, this will speak to you. If you have an ego that kind of you protect your insecurities with, this will speak to you. So
that's great.
Hell yeah.
If you like laughing at fucking dick jokes, it'll also speak to you.
Right. And then you put it on. I'm guessing you're putting it on your.
It's on YouTube.
your
Yeah,
YouTube,
it went live. It went live yesterday.
Oh, fantastic!
Hell yeah.
So it's up there now.
Well, that's gonna be a few days because this will come out Thursday. So
Okay, great.
A few days ago.
So it's on my YouTube channel, Jeff Leach TV. If you search Jeff Leach Comedy Spectacular or Jeff Leach Comedy Special, it will come up as the top video.
yeah.
Awesome.
And please give it a watch and remember that I have no network backing. So please like it and fucking comment. If you like it, if you hate it, shut the fuck up. I don't need your opinion.
No, actually, if you don't like it, comment on it.
And I'll get
Jeff
tattooed
will
on my
tattoo
body.
of your
I will
face on
spend
his
$5
body.
grand getting that tattooed on your
on my body.
Well, dude, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
it was
thank
absolutely.
you,
It was so great to see you.
Appreciate you.
Great
Yeah,
conversation.
always.
Absolutely.
And as far as the show goes, can you tell where people they can find us?
Absolutely. Brand New Jerks, if you're listening to us right now, we have full video episodes on YouTube. You can catch our reels on Instagram between at Shawnee Time and at Ray Zawodni. You can see all of our shorts out there. TikTok at Brand New Jerks Pod. And if you want to see me and Sean performing live stand-up comedy
Tomorrow
this
night.
weekend,
Yeah.
tomorrow night at Mohegan Sun in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton.
I'll be at the Cellar all weekend as well. Come down and have a little chuckle. But go to see their
Fuck
show
yeah.
first.
No,
Well, if you're in New York, go to Cellar. If you're in Pennsylvania, go to Mohegan Sun.
There you go.
Wilkes-Barre. Guys, thank you so much for
Thank you.
listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.